Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Krissy and Barry. What we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Krissy's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Barry's using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction that we need to give, and that is a tug and let go on the training collar. And that's the second piece of equipment that we're using. The one that you sent with her was a little large, so we swapped it out for one that fit her just a little bit better. And she is sitting very nicely at Barry's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. The first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash. The command is Krissy, heel. And she should walk at your pace. Her job at this point is to match pace with you. So if you want to go on a leisurely walk and walk slowly, she should match pace with you. She should not be forging ahead and dragging you down the street. And each time that you stop your feet, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told and wait for her next command. So walking her should now be a pleasure. She's a very sweet girl, but she's too smart for her own good. The next exercise that Barry's going to demonstrate is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. It's a one-word command. And the long sit stay when you're practicing at home is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. And you can practice this right in your living room. She's very adolescent. This helps to develop attention span and maturity. When Barry returns back to his dog, he will walk all the way around her for an additional distraction, and she should remain seated until she gets another command. And they're going to run through their heel and their automatic sit and their stay again for us. She tends to anticipate commands because we tell her we'll do the thinking, Krissy. And she is so bright.
Stay.
Barry leaves her in a stay. And the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the come on command. We do use her name and a happy voice, but you don't want to rev her up too much because her job is to come and sit facing your knees.
Good girl.
And that way she's not jumping all over you. When she comes to you, she should come and sit. And now she returns back to heel and back sitting. And they're going to heel out of that, and they'll demonstrate that recall exercise again for us. He leaves her in a stay, walks out to the end of his training leash, and give yourself some time with your commands. Take your time, because you're going to be learning them, and she's going to be testing you. Barry calls her in, she comes and sits, and then she goes back to heel position and back sitting. Very nice. Now Barry's going to set up for our down commands, and there are 2 of them. And like I said, if the weather gets cooler, you can't practice outside for whatever reason, you can practice these exercises right in your home. With your dog at heel position and seated, you take your left open palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word firm command to down.
Stay.
And then Barry leaves her in a stay. And the long down stay when you're practicing at home is for 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. And as you get more comfortable with this, she'll fall asleep in this down stay. When Barry returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her just like he did on the sit stay as an additional distraction, and she should not get up until she's praised or given another command. And they'll demonstrate that down from a heel one more time. So remember, always have your dog seated before you put her into a down. Barry uses the open flat of his palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down, and then the one-word command to stay. And you can see her looking at her trainer. And this time Barry will call her out of that exercise. He praises her in. Coming to you is always a good thing, but not coming to you and jumping all over you or nipping at you. And now Barry will set up for the down from a distance. This is a little bit harder. because you're not next to your dog. Again, she must be seated. You leave her in a sit-stay.
Stay.
Barry walks away from her, and then he uses his right open palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down.
Down.
Perfect.
Stay.
What a good girl. Now remember, praise is a release. We have demonstrated for you the heel, the automatic sit, the stay, the down from a distance, and the come. These are the exercises that you're going to practice with Krissy when you get her home. Amanda will be going over everything with you that she's learned and teaching you how to apply it in your everyday situations. We've enjoyed having her. She's a good girl, and we will see you soon. Thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.